What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Losers Queue. It's me, Rylanor. We just got back from RQ Atlanta. We got a lot to talk about. But before we hop into that, let's get some introductions from our co-hosts.
Of course, Hydra T12, and I did not go to Atlanta, unfortunately, so got to stay home and watch him. But yeah, pass it on.
Hi guys, it's Stardust. I don't know if you guys recognize me, but also just got back from Atlanta. Did okay, and yeah, happy to be here.
This specifically was the guy that Armando was watching when he was sat home because Stardust feature matchup, top 8, baby.
That's right.
That's right. I watched them too. We all watched them. And my name is Z01. I was not in Atlanta, but I, supporting our boy. Giving magical powers. Sending good vibes.
Spirit bomb. Yeah,
exactly.
Everybody's going crazy. Yeah, but I mean, we got a lot to talk about. This was my first regional qualifier. We have all been to CCS events in the past, but this was, I think, the first time for all of us going to like an officially sanctioned regional qualifier. And man, it was super cool. The venue was incredible. So again, Stardust and I went together, and then Zedril and Hydra were not able to go. We're all hoping to go to Vancouver, but yeah, Atlanta. The venue is beautiful. You walk in, there's this huge like gate, and then these giant LCD screens that have like all the cards on them. There were stands with all of the cards like for each set. Everything just like looked really cohesive. It was, I don't know. I was very impressed with the production value, at least at the beginning, and how it looked. Obviously, more came up about that later, but the venue itself was gorgeous. And I also have to say, relatively smooth. I know that the line to get in the first day was absolutely insane, but I mean, past that, Stardust, I don't think we really had any issues waiting in lines or like anything. We had the premium passes, okay?
Yeah,
a little bit biased, but no,
yeah.
it was nice. It was nice. I gotta say, it was really nice.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I think in the very beginning, the premium passes felt really good just because like you're able to bypass those lines. But once things started getting moving, like there weren't really lines on either the premium pass lines and the regular lines. And for those who don't know, if you get a premium pass, there's a special line that you kind of get to skip all the other lines. It's kind of like the Genie Pass in Disneyland, but it's not as crazy. You don't get as much value off of it. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to get in a little early, skip the lines in the beginning, but near the middle and until the end of the day, you're not really going to get to utilize it as much as, you might want to.
Okay, and specific context to that is on Friday, there's like two things happening. You're doing one of two things. You're either playing in the pre-Rift challenge to like test your stuff out and try to win some like tickets, or you are nose to the ground grinding tickets in order to win a medal card, right? And if you are trying to redeem enough tickets to get a medal card, probably having the premium pass for the first day is worth it, because then you're able to get your vouchers to get into the on-demand events like very quickly. Because what happens is after the first day, like about half of the people, if not more, of the people that come to the event are playing in the main event, and then all the lines for everything just drop off a cliff. So like if you're going for a medal card, having the premium pass is probably worth it, because again, on the first day, you're able to grind through like really quickly. The VIP line is like super useful, but past that, like I wouldn't say that the premium pass was like the craziest thing in the world, because I'm just going to be honest, $500, that's a lot of money. And I didn't need any more Spirit Forged boxes. I don't know what that says about how many I'd purchased before, but like you get 2 for the premium pass, and then you get the opportunity to buy 2 more at MSRP, with one of them having 10% off. So you get 2 boxes for free because it comes with the pass, and then 2 more boxes for around like $240. And like, I don't know, I didn't really need that, right? Like truthfully, I didn't need to open any more product, but having the line, if you're going for the medal cards, was genuinely very useful on Friday. So about that, Stardust and I did not play in the. I didn't have a competitor's pass, but we did not play in the whatever. I we did not play in the pre-Rift challenge. What we did instead was we grinded 2v2 for the whole day. We did nothing but 2v2 the whole day to try to get enough tickets to get a medal card. And I don't know if this is just me, or I don't know if you guys have the experience. I do not love the 2v2 format. Nobody knew the rules. Everybody just knew that it was probably the most efficient way to grind tickets. So like, and I'm going to say some things that might sound a little unkind or are critical. None of the judges had any idea how the 2v2 rules work. I'm being completely serious. And like the way that I understand it, because I talked to a couple people, and I'm sure there's information that I'm missing, is like you can sign up to get on a list to work there as like a judge or like staff or something. I don't know if that list just pulls from people who have passed the judge exam, but I also know for a fact, having failed the judge exam multiple times myself, that there are no questions on the judge exam about 2v2 rules at all. So like questions about even how turn order worked, we would get different information. Apparently in 2v2, you can play spells that aren't actions on your teammate's turn if they invite you to do so. And these are things that we found out like 4 or 5 matches in, right? So, oh god, yeah. So there were four events. There was free for all. There was 2v2. There was 1v1 casual and 1v1 constructed. And for 1v1 constructed, if you went 3-0, you got 12 tickets, but you only got any tickets if you went 3-0. A medal card is 40 tickets, by the way. For 2v2, you played 2 matches. You got 3 tickets if you won 1, and you got 2 more tickets if you won your second match. For 1v1 casual, you played 3 best of ones, and each one that you won, you got a ticket. And I don't know about free for all because that doesn't sound like a format I would ever play or like enjoy. But 2v2 just seemed like the best. And Master Yi is completely busted in 2v2 because his passive says friendly units, not just your units. So that boomed a lot of people. So everybody was grinding 2v2. Nobody knew how 2v2 worked. It honestly wasn't that fun. But we kind of got over it. And Stardust and I were successful in getting a medal card. We ended up getting the medal Ari. It was the very last medal Ari. And we managed to get the very last one. It's safe in the collection. We're extremely happy with it. That was Stardust's ticket. And then when he went into the main event on Saturday and Sunday, and obviously he didn't drop, he did very well. I was alone to figure out what to do. I went into 1v1s just because the best of ones was quick and simple. And I played a lot because you get a $125 voucher for side events if you have the premium admission pass. And I got the Metal Draven. So sweet tech is it works with MagSafe. Little tech nobody was expecting. I freaked a lot of people out with this at the event. And then I last thing I'll say is like until you hold one of these and like see them, they sound really cool. These things are so cool. These things are so freaking cool. And like it almost breaks my heart because like everybody has like the big like slab cases. That ruins the point. I mean, obviously, like I'm maybe like a little flippant with it, and like I traded up because I love them so much. I traded a lot of my bulk origins to get a metal Ezreal, and like I have it in my case here. But like just like tactile, these things are so cool. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with metal cards as a concept. Total bum rush, insane, like crazy stuff. It's so hard to get. They're so hard to get, and like the 5 female champions sold out before day 1 was over. So Kaisa, Misfortune, Jinx, Irelia, and Ari all sold out before day 1 was over. And then it was kind of slim pickings after that. But yeah, I mean, a little bit of a rant. Like Stardust, you have anything to add to our Friday adventure?
Nothing to add specifically, but yeah, they definitely made it a lot harder to get metal cards. I don't know if you guys heard, but a week or 2 before Atlanta, they decided to decrease all the ticket pricing or all the ticket earnings from the side events. So yeah, it was definitely a grind.
They often increase the price.
Yeah, and yeah, even with a whole day of grinding, it was very, very tough to get one. So
Any
you
matches
guys,
did you play?
I don't even remember. It was a
Oh,
lot.
yeah,
It was a
a
lot.
lot.
And the other
Too
thing
much.
the other thing I will say though is like we did it as a 2-man team.
Right.
Most people had teams of 8 to 12.
Jeez.
So like
Yeah.
seriously, to like pool because it's 8 people. It's 8 people a pod for 2v2. But also they were like kind of 6, 7 like weird about like grouping like 8 people. Like if you all came up as like a group to the on-demand event.
Yeah,
Like,
obviously.
there was
there's
some
something.
yeah, there was some rumors that there was like a minimum time limit, but I never saw that. I didn't. I don't know. It's this weird like meta thing where like everybody goes to these events and wants a freaking metal card, but
Yeah.
they try to make it like really prohibitive. But you can't earn one as it's not possible. Like as like an individual without like hardcore dedication. And like I was like,
Yeah.
I really want one. These things like once I saw the Ari, I was like, this is like the coolest thing in the world. I really want to get one for myself. And so like I went really hard on Saturday, Sunday to get one, but like it was exhausting. I was dying. Like it was very difficult. It was very difficult. It's genuinely like it's if you want one of the popular ones as like a solo player, you can't get it. You just can't get. You can't do it. You can't do it. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
So that was fun. We were still successful. Like very happy with that. And then, Saturday happens and main event kicks off, and every hour and 15 minutes, Stardust would text the group 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Next thing you know, he's in. What'd you end the day at? 7-1 or 7-0-1?
0-1. Yeah, I had to draw one because we
7-0-1.
were time.
Mm-hmm. Undefeated, coming out of day one.
Day one. Yeah.
I mean, we all knew that was going to happen, but
True.
it was
Normal
pretty surreal to see. Yeah, normal day. Stardust actually sleeps on like this giant bed of like skirmish mats that he's won. It's
Oh my God.
it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so obviously like day one went crazy. Again, ending the day like 7-0-1. We go into day two, and I mean, Stardust, I'll just kind of let you take it because day one, you got the bye from the regional. You ended the day 7-0-1. Day two is kind of when it got real, though.
Yeah, 100%. Day two. So how it works is that you start off by playing people who are 0-0, right? So anyone, anybody, and then as you win, you progress. You progress by playing people with the same score, and at some point, so when you get to 7-0-1, you're going to be playing people who are also undefeated, and that itself just shows like the level of competition. And so yeah, definitely be aware that players get worse, and don't feel so bad if you lose, because that means players are going to get easier. And so yeah, it felt like not everybody was ready for the techs and the deck. And so day one was pretty smooth sailing. Day two, I guess some word got around or something, but people were playing a lot more cautiously around the techs. And if you guys want to see the techs or know about how the deck I played, it was a Draven deck. There's a video that we will be posting on that.
There's a video going up, full deck tech, full explanation.
Yeah.
Look for that. We'll be posting it currently in the lab right now. Some touch on the editing.
Yeah. So, yeah. So if you want to hear about that, that's that will be out.
But
actually, I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious about that one. You're winning so much for man. You're also like you're going to America. It's like America.
Yeah.
How was it? How did he handle that? What did you do to like manage that?
So it really, if it's your first rodeo, just know it's gonna be a long day. Get lots of water, get some snacks, get a good night's rest, because it will be grueling. It will not be, just a walk in the park. It will be physically and mentally exhausting. And so just be prepared. Don't don't get too crazy the night before. Prioritize your sleep. Just have some, just be disciplined. And yeah, you'll be okay. Just yeah. What's up?
I was gonna say, like, at the end of Friday, our brains were like falling out of our ears just from playing like 2v2 all day. And that's like a casual format. Like I love, and like this used to happen like with like Commander. I used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering Commander. Love the game. Once you've played like 3 games, if you try to play the 4th one, your brain is just like flatlining. Right? Like it genuinely takes like so much mental. And again, like we were like basically dead on Friday after playing like casual 2v2s. And like half the people that we faced in 2v2s were like somebody like brought their partner, right, and was like teaching them how to play. So like they weren't like serious games, and like we were actually like dying at the end of Friday. So like I can't imagine what it felt like, to do like best of 3s. And, I mean, to be fair, like Kevin like swept like most of his opponents like for the first like 5 rounds. So like I'm sure like it wasn't like easy, like no disrespect, but like things get real like later. But I mean, it's mentally it's tough. It's really tough.
Did the personality change? Were people still being friendly? Did anything change? Like, I mean, obviously, there's so much more pressure when you're in those tables. Was everyone mostly respectful, or how was the vibe? I guess.
So oddly enough, you would the competition definitely got a lot better. But there were players, like Colin and Zane from Challenger TCG at the highest tables, and everyone was still, like there were definitely like more tense games and stuff like that, and people were definitely more like, for lack of better word, just like, uh, more strict and more, whatever.
More role sharking. Yeah, yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Hold on. Pause.
Oh, boy.
Pause. It's not rule sharking. It's not rule sharking if you're the regional.
No,
It's
no,
not
I
rule
don't mean that.
sharking if you're the regional.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that way. But like every
Okay.
advantage, you must take every advantage possible.
Yes.
Because so much
Yes.
money, so much pressure on the line. So I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. You miss your Targon's trigger. You miss your Targon's trigger. Like, I'm sorry, you don't get those 2 runes. Like, that's just how it goes.
That happened to him.
More controversial, but like, like genuinely though, right? Like, you miss your arena's greatest trigger. I'm sorry, you're down a point.
Yeah.
Like, it's them's the rules. Like at the highest level, that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Says me without a competitive pass.
Yeah, no, for sure, yeah. But I just do want to remind that, like, when you do
Be
get up
respectful,
there, yeah, be respectful. It is just a game. It does get intense, but you can play the game well and still be cordial with each other. And I did witness a lot of grace on the higher tables where that was happening, where great players were still being cordial to each other. So that was very a very pleasant surprise on my end. So yeah.
So we end Friday, 7-0-1. Go home, get some sleep. Or not Friday. We end Saturday, 7-0-1. Go home, get some sleep. Come in on Sunday. Continue to grind through Sunday, and then Stardust faces Coco from Challenger TCG. And a little bit of history for the folks. Stardust, have you ever played Coco before?
Yeah, I've played him once at the CCS 25K, I
Finals.
believe. It was the very first CCS, I believe, in Houston.
Yeah.
It was the qualifier for the 50K, and I've heard of him beforehand. He was a buddy of a buddy, a mutual friend, and just played him in the finals. He's a very good player, and I ended up not beating him there and getting second in the CCS 25K. And so hopefully I was really hoping to redeem myself there, but he played amazing and just felt like he had the answers at all times, and it was, I mean, all every game we played were close, right? We all went to game three. We each had 6 points. It was down to me. I had to conquer both. I didn't draw my burn here. I didn't draw my my hard bargain, and that's all she wrote. So yeah.
I have a question. So they
Uh,
randomly changed the format to allow, well, not randomly, but they did the shift where top seeds get to choose first or second.
But
Okay.
we're not there yet.
No, well, the question for the
'Cause
future
that's
is,
top 8. Okay.
okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, the question for the future, I'm just curious about, do you think going second is a problem in this game? I mean, that's maybe a further question. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think we can explore that when we get to
Yeah, yeah,
top
yeah,
8.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Because
of course,
we're
yeah.
also pretty close. So basically on Sunday, we we're going into the last match. Kevin, you are what 10-1-1,
Mm-hmm.
and we're like, okay, can we draw? How does this work? Can I get a draw? Do I have to win that? Like, what's the deal? And we run the math, and he has to win. He has to win. So going into the last match, it's the feature match, which is super exciting. And the way that it works is going into the last match, Kevin was 9th, and the guy he was playing was 7th. Ozmister, I believe, is
Yeah.
the correct name.
Yeah.
Insane game. Like there's something that happens every single time where when a game is played at the highest level, a lot of people think it's boring, which really sucks. Like if you ever watch a football game where there's a defensive masterclass or something, everybody thinks it's super boring, even though that's really high skill and really high expression. So this Draven game, they're not committing to the board, they're passing back and forth. Kevin conquers with the Rek'Sai, rides the wind, retreats. There's no combat. Everybody in YouTube chat and Twitch chat is complaining. It's they're saying it's super boring. Meanwhile, Ozmister and Kevin are making 1,000 calculations a minute. Really, really it's a mirror. You got to know your mirror. It's a great game. Kevin ends up winning 8th place. Makes top cut, top 8 at RQ, which is obviously super incredible. And the way that pairing for the top 8 works is it's 1st versus 8th, 2nd versus 7th, and who is in 1st place? Coco from Challenger TCG. And so the match. So this is something that actually kind of annoyed the heck out of me. You have 2 tables for feature matches. You have the main feature match and then the backup feature match, and then for top 8. They had the other 2 pairings just play at other tables in the venue. So there was a small cordoned off section where they played, but 1st versus 8th and I believe 2nd versus 7th played on these tables. They weren't recorded, and that honestly makes me very sad. I wish all top 8 matches were recorded, because, and I'm sure if you watched, it's a totally different game. Watching the first couple rounds, versus watching top 8 finals, it's crazy, and the amount that you can learn and the amount that you can understand from watching these people play the game is insane. So I really do wish all these games, at least for the top 8, were recorded. I'm not sure how they would do that, but I think that would be phenomenal. But we're sat over in the corner, and this does kind of lead into the question I think that you had, Zedril, about if you're the higher seed in your pairing, you can choose whether or not to go 1st or whether or not to go 2nd. So Stardust, do you want to walk us through kind of how you feel about that, how the match went? I'll kind of give you the floor.
I think that higher seed choosing to go 1st or 2nd makes sense. It rewards players that squeak in versus players who've been doing really good the whole time. I think that the game. I think Zedra was trying to ask how I felt about the game state and how going 1st. So just based on the math, we know that going 1st has a higher advantage, and this is especially true if you're playing something like Draven. And I think that in the last ban list where we removed Obelisk of Power, that was one thing that really helped going 2nd not so bad. And they were watching the play patterns rather than why people were actually doing it. And right now we don't really have a good fix for it. So basically, you lose a die roll. It's tough. It's definitely tough.
How many Dyros did he win? I think we
Not
talked about it a little bit, right? I think he
Yeah,
lost.
not many, not many. I think that it was definitely it was definitely let's just say not good to lose die rolls, but here's the thing, like die rolls are important when you don't really have like 3 drops and stuff like that, and I think with the new Draven build, 3 drops are not so bad. You have Rek'Sai, you have stack deck plus a Legion, yeah, so it's not so bad. And in this list that I'm playing, going second is especially not so bad because you are always winning combats. I play 3 cleaves, you're always winning combats. So if they move in first, you have the first blood potential. You'll be able to go in and kill something first. So
Do you think?
um
Do you think any solution? What would be a solution for you? I'm just curious because, for me, I do think going second is way like the obelisk change was the correct decision if they wanted to maybe have more variancy in the battlefields. But the reason people are doing this is because going second, it sucks. So what like an extra card draw, like an extra floating mana you can use any turn. What I'm just curious about solving this problem because this is only going to get worse as the power scale increases in this game, right? In my humble opinion.
yeah, I think right now, well, the typical odds of going first gives you about 5%. I think that's what I've seen for like I think all decks. You get about 5% advantage. Um, I don't know what it looks like to lose a card. So let's just say you lose like your first draw. I think that might shift it the other way. And I mean, right now I think the game is almost slow enough for it to be okay. I mean, there is a 5% advantage, but 5%
Under
means,
two games, because if you lose, okay, they go first, they have an advantage, and then the next game they have that 5% advantage again. So it adds up. It's more than just 5%, because just
uh,
the variance, yeah. But,
yeah, I mean, it's difficult to solve that problem without maybe shifting the pendulum the other way too much. I personally don't know. Right now, I think that there are definitely uh there's definitely a way. There's it's definitely better to go first. And a good solution I think is to make going second cards better. Where you have cards like Obelisk of Power and stuff like that. But um, yeah, like there are decks that like going second. Uh, and quite frankly, like going second when I was playing Draven didn't feel awful at all.
yeah.
So I mean,
By
yeah,
the way,
what's up?
I'm not trashing anyone. I mean, hey, Coco did really well. He went 12-0 for like he almost went to he tied last and he deserves to be rewarded. But it's just for me it's just like that's I just mentioned I see posts on Twitter about talking about going second. So I'm just curious, like you're a top player. I just want to see your opinion on your opinion. But
Yeah, I think there's definitely something that can be done to maybe close that gap a little bit. Right now, the gap 5%. It's not amazing. It's not horrible. I think that it is what it is right now. I think all the card games out there have had that problem in almost every card game, and they've always tried solving it in different ways. And right now for this game, I don't. It just doesn't seem like there's an amazing solution. Maybe further down the line when there's other mechanics or other cards, we can maybe make that work. But this is an age long issue. Going first always feels better in every card game. So, you know, just this is how the cookie crumbles.
I think something that's like really interesting to me is like I don't think that this game has the critical mass of cards yet to like really understand or like really fix that, right? I think that the 3-drop slot is criminally underutilized. I don't
Yes.
think we have very many good 3-drops, but at the same time, we're going to get 1-drops in this next set. So like, is that going to make going first even better? I don't know, right? Like, I think that something that's really interesting to me is like the thought process of like, did they think that 1 extra rune was enough and then like print like no good 3-drops? Like, I mean, that's like, I don't know if that's like long-term thinking, but like, I'm not positive why player 1 for the first turn gets to draw a card. Because like, I feel like if they didn't get to draw a card, you would really have to change up the way that you were mulliganing but I don't know. I think that cascades into like so many more rules truly, at the end of the day, I think we just need more cards in order to see like whether or not it's good. I think we need better 3-drops. I think if 3-drops get better, then going first or going second doesn't feel so bad. We'll see. I think that there's a lot that still needs to come out. I think it's probably too early to tell, but it is definitely skewed. 5% is a lot. I think in chess it's like 1% or like 0.5% or something.
Yeah.
For white versus black. But
were you surprised, Kevin, you did so well?
Surprised. I think that see, here's the thing, like to get to top 8, it has a lot to do with like draws and stuff like that. And I was definitely skeptical. I knew I was gonna do pretty good just because I know that people wouldn't be expecting like my game style and everything like that. I knew I was gonna do well. I just didn't know if I was gonna be consistent enough to make it all happen. And I think I did put it in a good amount of time. So I think I did as much as I could to make it happen, and to see it come to fruition was definitely very like satisfying, but also like we put in that work. We
It was earned.
yeah, I felt like I played well, and then yeah. So surprised, yeah. Like making top 8 is always a good surprise because even the best players sometimes whiff and they don't make it. And you can see actually a lot of big names dropping quickly in this tournament. And so yeah, I think I would say I was a little surprised that it went so smoothly. But we did as much as we could, so this is as good as it gets. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And
put in the work.
To be super clear, only 24 people in all of North America have top 8'd a Riftbound regional, right? And Kevin's one of them. So
yeah, I know Kevin's so humble king here.
That's legit, dude. I would be obnoxious as hell if I did this. Are you kidding me, bro? Like, are you kidding me? Like, ridiculous. I'd post on LinkedIn about this shit. I don't know. I'd go crazy. I get like we didn't like necessarily say, but yeah, like 3 games, really really hard fought. Did unfortunately end up falling to Coco, and so we ended in 8th place. Still crazy successful, and like maybe it's a good thing because man, like finals didn't fire till like 11 p.m. or something crazy. Like holy snap! Like it was nuts. So. I mean, wonderful experience, incredible experience, like extremely happy, super excited for Vancouver. Looking to have all 4 of us in Vancouver. Which
we're all going, correct? We're all locked in.
Doing a group video.
No, don't even give me that face, Kevin.
Yeah,
don't even give me that face, Kevin.
Kevin's going. But
Kevin, right now, doing the VOD right now. Kevin, I'm going to Vancouver. I need to hear this. The team leader not going. That's crazy. I want to hear it. Say it right now.
That's so wait. Hold on. Time out. No, listen. Hold on.
Time out.
We're not editing this out.
Literally, it's only been like a couple of days since Atlanta. I can't even think about Riftbound.
You can have a month. It's fine.
Okay. But as of right now, it's still up in the air. I want to be there.
Let's move on.
Yeah, I want to be there for the team. But
we're gonna convince him. We're gonna convince him.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Kevin. I love the power.
All right. How about this? How about this? If this video gets like 100 likes, I'll go. I'll go for sure.
I will make 99 bot accounts.
I'll make.
Oh my god! Okay.
I will say. Like that's easy. All right, we have him on video. That's easy. 100 likes. That's no problem. All right, so like we're gonna talk about the meta, but before that, I want to hear from Zedril and Hydra. So that was our experience there in person. How was y'all experience watching?
You want to go first?
Well, but side note, we have gone to one, by the way, in Vegas. The side note, you guys mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah. But watching, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
I always forget.
No, you're good. But I mean, it was fun. Obviously, it was fun seeing our guy there. But I mean, people make a lot of mistakes. But I make a lot of mistakes, so I understand. Okay,
you always play bad. You always play bad. No, that's the difference. They make mistakes.
I'm playing a bad deck. I'm playing a bad deck. I'm playing a bad deck.
I said top 8.
Anyways. Yeah, the variant I was playing with garbage. Okay, I agree. Actually, no. The problem. You know,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
see,
talk
exactly,
about
man.
it.
You gotta go. You gotta keep
I
going. Keep
performed
going.
badly. I didn't do enough testing. That is fine. That's okay. It happens. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, I enjoyed it. I think they're doing better. The chat is not very nice to commentators. That's what I'll say.
Good.
They're
Yeah.
very
I
picky.
mean, I
Chat's gonna
mean,
mean them.
Good.
Yeah,
chat's
they are kind of.
so funny story about chat. Like, I'm sure if you're watching this, maybe you saw this happen. But when the Ozmister versus Stardust game was happening, the chat complained so much about a Dravenmere that they switched to the backup
Oh
match,
yeah.
which was
Yeah.
Alan
That was
ZQ
crazy.
versus
I don't even
crap,
know
what
who
was
he
his
was.
name? Versus Rien, who was playing
Oh, the
Jinx.
Jinx.
And I was super
Yeah.
excited to watch that match. Dude, disgusting. Like Alan ZQ, like obliterated this guy. Like, and it's not to say that Rian played poorly. Like, it was a bad matchup, and that's something that we'll get into. But like, it was not more interesting than the Dravenmere. Like, Alan ZQ won the first game.
Yeah.
Alan ZQ won the first game like 1-8. Like it was disgusting. So I don't know. It's just chat bullied production into switching the match, which sucks because that was
boy
like
was there.
Yeah.
that was like Kevin's. That was like his good side. His other side. If it was his other side, I would be happy that they switched off. That was his good
Oh,
side. He was
God.
sitting on the right side of the table. So, I mean, I did just mention that we had a Jinx that was on a feature match, and that brings us to, I think, the other thing that I really wanted to talk about, which was like from like a meta prediction standpoint, what we got right, what we got wrong, looking at kind of the meta for Atlanta. And then the other thing that I really wanted to talk about was I have a matrix that will pull up of some of the best of runs, and I think there's some really fun, really interesting stuff that happened there. But looking at what we got right versus what we got wrong, and again, we'll flash it up. But this is a chart that shows the champ, our ranking when we did the tier list in the prior week, the best of placement, and then the delta between where we put them and where they actually placed. And Zedril, I need you to talk to me a little bit about Rek'Sai, because Rek'Sai was our biggest miss. We put yellow red slop Rek'Sai at kind of 6th, pretty high up, and then the best of Rek'Sai placed 21st for a 15-point gap. And what happened? What happened to the burrowing queen?
Didn't gamba enough. Didn't
gamba enough?
Didn't hit. Just didn't hit. I
hit?
don't know. It has pretty high variance. I mean, if you see those void rushers slash through the under titan, you're happy. You don't see those cards, you bad matchup. And honestly, the Draven matchup's pretty tough already, and it has a slightly witty matchup into Aurelia. But if you don't see that, and as we saw, a lot more Dravens made it through top 8 or top 32, you can't be shocked. Especially the combat, like a lot of combat decks, like Sat, I think went through. That doesn't help. She swarms. I don't know. Bad prediction.
It's it's kind of funny because speaking of Gamba, our next highest underperforming deck was MF. I mean, all that talk from me about MF being the best Aurora deck, and I don't know, maybe they just didn't Gamba well enough. But we were off by 12 placements, and MF did terrible, like all things considered, comparatively to the list. And so like when I was building this, I was kind of thinking, so this is ranked based on tiebreakers, and that's important. But like one thing that we'll see in like a little bit when we start looking at the other. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. We start looking at the other. So like a lot of champs went 10-2. Like a lot of legends went 10-2. And like the cutoff between top 8 was extremely close. So like there's a lot of champs there's a lot of legends that ended up with like very good records. So if you see, like I think Fiora, the best Fiora record was 10-3. But if you look, she's in 18th place. That just has to do with tiebreakers and like the way that like tiebreakers work. So just because they're rated like really low, like from what it looks like, doesn't necessarily mean that they did like bad, right? Best of MF went 8-4, so that is like a little bit lower. But Yeah, and then the third was Fiora. Like I expected Fiora to be really strong. We saw some really good Fiora plays. And again, like best of Fiora did go 10-3, which is not bad, all things considered. But like from like a tiebreaker standpoint, that I mean, she was still a lot lower than I think that we were expecting with a 10 placement delta. Like I don't know. What do you guys think of these top three? Is this are we, did we just have a bad call? Did I just have a bad call on MF? Like, what do you think happened to these decks? Bad matchups? Who's to say?
No,
two of them are Gamba.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Two of them are Gamba. You don't hit, you don't get what you need. I mean, what can you do? That's really what
you don't hit, you get hit.
Yeah,
Pray.
exactly.
Pray.
You get 0-2, you 2-0, whatever the case it is.
That's
kind of how it goes with those. Which I still like Greg's side though, but yeah, it performed well. Fiora, I mean, I think you can kind of see the power level between decks, which I don't remember if it was. I'm pretty sure it was Atlanta where a Fiora used all three of her signature spells and still lost to Aurelia.
Oh, yep.
That was insane to watch and sad to watch at the same time. I was like, damn.
I know that matchup that you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, wow.
The triple riposte.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, man. So you can clearly see kind of the power scale of the decks just in that matchup alone.
Yeah.
So I'm not in it. I guess if you said it's like the best stuffs are based on tiebreakers. So I guess you would have probably been a little higher, maybe like 12 or something. So but I think Fioras are definitely overperforming. I think, my opinion.
So
Kevin, what do you think? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Love to hear from Kevin before I launch into my tirade.
I'm saving everyone.
Well, so I think with like MF not doing good, I think it definitely has to do with like Gambins and stuff like that. But also, I think that the meta is a little too fast for that. Like by the time that Aurora gets, online with the Aurora, like you're already amassed so much resources advantage. It's just I think it's too,
Forerunners.
exactly right.
Dude.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I just don't think that it's the right meta for Aurora decks. I think that next set maybe the games get a lot longer and you're forced to do value decks like Aurora, but as of right now I just don't think that Aurora is good enough to take it.
Forerunner just dumped like buckets of Roundup on Dead Blue. Like that card's like bad now. Like it's just not enough. It's just not enough.
Yeah, Forerunner's a great filter. It's a great filter of the game right now, unironically.
It's the great. Oh my god, the Fermi paradox, the Kaisa paradox, right?
Yeah.
I do want to call out before we get to the other or like the best performance. We got 3 decks exactly correct. Draven, Aurelia, and Lucian were exactly where we placed them on the board. I think Draven and Aurelia, not exactly like a huge win because they were in S tier. They could have been like one swap over. But Lucian being 9th, we're going to take that win. And to be fair, we were pretty close on like a lot of them, right? Like Lux, Lux is like at the bottom. All right, we were off on a couple of these, but it's cool. It's cool to go back. We did get 3 exactly correct, so that's going to be a huge dub. That's going to be a huge dub. And then, go ahead.
No, yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, like a lot of these decks is one player carrying the deck itself. Like it's not like there's 10 of them, making like 9-4, 10-3. It's like one player just randomly coming in and taking over.
So. Like Colin, literally Colin.
Yeah, they only said, yeah.
Yeah.
But this was going to be the next thing. The 3 decks that overperformed were Jinx, Set, and Teemo. And that was entirely due to one player on each deck, like just absolutely curb stomping. So the best Jinx, Rien, went 10-2-1.
Yeah.
Set, Colin went 11-2-1, and then Teemo. I didn't see any Teemo games, which I would love to go back and see if Nation had like future matchups. But he went 10-2-1, and like this just really shows. Like I think that. Oh my God. Like, and I hear this at locals all the time. And I was one of the people that was saying that. I think that most people think that legends, like, I think that most people legitimately think that any legend outside of like S tier, they have a shot at like getting the metal card up, and that's bullcrap. Like, this is just like the normal person going like, you throw me 100 pitches, I bet I could hit one home run. Or like if they're talking about boxing, it's like I just need one lucky punch. No, it doesn't. It does not work like that. It does not work like that. Like there are people out there, like again, like Rien and Nation and Colin, who show that like if you know your deck and you can play well, it can perform. But like these people know their decks like very intimately. You're not just gonna roll up to a qualifier unless you're playing Garen, who
or Renata.
I defended Garen. I was wrong. He was the worst. He was unequivocally the worst. He's still in the Garen tier, right? But like, but this is also positive, right? Like I think that we saw this with Alan CQ, right? With Ezreal, he's the only person who really plays Ezreal. He didn't get the best of in Lil. Yeah, he didn't get the best of in Lil. Somebody else got it, but like, not a lot of people play Ezreal, right? And like, this is his pet deck. I've been watching some of his YouTube videos. He explains. He knows exactly how the deck works, and if you know exactly how your deck works, like, you're going to beat people who just play Draven because Draven's good, right? Like, if you really know your stuff, you can top 8 with Set, right? Like, nobody expects that. So, like, that's huge, and that's awesome, right? And, like, I still think that metal cards and best of cards are, like, an insane contribution. And I look at some other games, and I'm like, I don't even want to play these because there's no point in me not just playing the best deck in the format. Like after like the experience of like best of cards. So I think that's
actually I have a question about the metal cards. How do you I know after this next rotation, set 1 cards, metal cards are gone, right? For like Kaisa.
So I don't know. And I want to find some official confirmation on that because I tried to tell a guy that you could not earn a best of metal Yi after this event. Yeah. And I don't know if he was like on like super hypercopium and he was saying like no, but he said that he heard from somebody that Vegas was going to be the last time that you can get one. And from everything that I've heard, this is the last time that you can get a best of for an Origins champ. I don't know if that includes metal prize cards from the prize wall, but I'm under the impression that you can no longer earn best of cards for Origins Legends. I do not know. We will see in Vancouver, just because I have heard conflicting information.
I will say this. I actually do think it's a mistake not to maintain a metal card for people that made top 32 and above. Personally, I think if you play Kaisa, it doesn't matter. But if you go 10-2, okay, you deserve to get rewarded with something. And it would keep the variance so high, or like some variance so high, and only good players would get rewarded. Like it or not, the prize pool is not the largest, okay? And top 32 doesn't get to compete at the end of the tournament. So I think they should be rewarded for playing exceptional, like weird decks or odd decks, or even if they get out of rotation. But only top 32. But whatever. That's
so yeah. So a couple things about that. Like I've seen a lot of people online complain. I mean, that seems like a strange word, but like the disparity. I mean, best of cards are awesome, but like, so to be fair, if you're top 64, you get an invite to the actual regional championship, which is huge, right? Like that is not nothing, right? But if you don't, like a lot of people were saying, like it feels really bad to make it to day 2 and play for nothing. Because you can make it to day 2, but at the start of day 2, no, you're not making top 8.
At the start,
like that's possible.
Oh, because you're X2,
and that doesn't feel good. And like I think, obviously, best of cards are super cool, but like even the top 8 promos, the Blade of the Ruin King is like it kind of sucks. It's a Blade of the Ruin King with surge foiling. There's no stamp. There's like it has like the promo stamp at the bottom, but like you can't see that. Like I wish it was like the origin stamp or like the judge stamp. Like that would be really cool and like unique. But like the disparity is it's pretty big. It's pretty big in like what you're playing for.
The core problem is also like they just don't want to take forever. The problem is the games were taking so long because we had like a more open top 32 in the past, top 16. It just took forever. So there's a balance in between there, and I agree. There needs to be rewards for people that play well. Even again, if you go 10-2, okay, you did really well. In my humble opinion, you should be rewarded with something a little bit bigger. But the balance, you know, like are they willing to stay until 1 a.m., 2 a.m., you know?
Yep.
I don't know.
I do think it's a mistake. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think it's the easiest way to fix it is just a bigger cash prize. I think that's the easiest way to go about it. Because
And expand it to, like, top
give a
32.
yeah,
or give a
top
unique card.
2, you get like
Yeah.
I don't know, like $1,500, $1,000,
200
whatever.
200. I mean, even if it's like, even if like 32 through whatever, it's like $400, $500. Like maybe that covers your flight.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like enough
At
to
the
cover.
least.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be an insane amount. I will say, regardless of how it happens, I think it's a mistake to stop giving out metal cards before those cards rotate.
Yeah.
Like best ofs. I think best ofs should stay
100%.
until you can no longer play that champ. I think it's going to break my heart. Like if this is how it works, if in Vancouver, like you just don't see any like set 1 legend, because that just makes the problem that Zidro brought up worse, right? What if you go top 32 with Kaisa? You get nothing, like nothing, like they win nothing at all, right? You get laughed out of the venue. Obviously not, but like genuinely, right? Like, and like, I don't know, we'll see.
Well, what if a set 1 wins the match, wins the whole tournament? What do they get? That's
well,
crazy.
they get the promo, like
Yeah,
they get the promo, but that's it.
Yeah, but they'll get a metal card. That's crazy. That's so crazy.
Yeah,
So crazy.
yeah, it is. I think that the best of cards should stay until they rotate. That's my hot take. But speaking of best of cards, I know that I mentioned it in a prior podcast, but like one of the things that I was always extremely curious about is like, do best of players just get really lucky? And we have a matrix that we'll pull up that shows that is absolutely not the case. And I was like gobsmacked when I saw this, because again, like when I was doing the rankings and I saw like just how many of these legends went 10-3 or 11-2, I was shocked. And so like what this shows is champion, the player who got the best of, their record, how many favored matchups, unfavored matchups, and mirror matchups they had, and then like the percent of each of them. So like off the bat, like Rien going 10-2-1 with Jinx, where 2/3 of the matchups that he played were unfavored, is insane. Like Volibear is, I think, the biggest one, with Villionaire going 10-3 on Volibear, with 83% of his matchups being unfavored. That's insane. Like you're the GOAT. Like if you do that, like I don't even know how you do that. Like that's phenomenal.
Oh.
Like, and I wish I could have seen a lot of those matchups, but like that's crazy. And like, I think the funny thing is Draven only has 33% of his matchups being favored, but that's just because of the amount of mirror matchups that you run into as Draven, which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, this matrix just shows like if you know your stuff and you're good, like the win rates are just being drawn down by the people who think that they're going to gambit into a metal card. I think. What do you think? What do you think, Hydra?
The Bolivar, it's a scam, all right? It was an Aurora deck. It was an Aurora deck. He did this with Master Yi in Vegas. So he ran it back in Lille, went 5-3, got out, ran it back with Bolivar here. I'm just saying, it's all Aurora. It is all Aurora, man.
But CCS and CCS. He did play Aurora
CCS, yeah,
CCS.
exactly. And CCS. I'm just saying, all right? He balled out on Bolivar and Yi for 2 tournaments. Like, okay, cool, but it's fake. It's a fake. That one's a fake stat.
Okay. All right. What about the Teemo though and the Jinx?
Yeah,
Those are
okay.
legit impressive.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Mini Draven, aka Jinx, and Teemo. The Teemo player, like, there's nothing. I tried to search for the best of deck, could not find
They're
it.
not out yet, unfortunately.
Usually
they
was,
post them on
searching everywhere.
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But even through like just going like Twitter, Reddit, whatever the case it is, like other websites that post them.
It was
nothing.
hidden.
Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, other than that, I mean, everything else. Actually, I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about the Jax player? Do you watch anything?
Dude, I watched the undefeated. Okay, so all right, so hold on. That's another thing.
All right.
Am I crazy, or were they not doxing players in the middle of Saturday? If you got on a feature matchup, they were posting your deck list.
Oh yeah.
100%. On Twitter.
100%.
Like, what the heck?
100%.
What the heck? Like Kevin was like, I'm not going to play in the pre-regional. Nobody can know about like acceptable losses. Like this is my secret close to the chest. And then like, hey guys, check out this super secret tech that Jax is playing don't, be careful. If you attack the other battlefield, he's going to flash in a Trinity Force. Like, what the heck? Like, you can't be doing that. Am I crazy?
No, it
It's
is
closed
insane. It is
decklist.
insane. Yeah, it is insane. I don't know. They need to
I'm
like
dying right
not
now.
post it, man. Like I don't know, man. It's yeah. I think the rest of these like a lot of them are like I guess you would consider them like a master of their deck. A lot of these players, which is
At
why
least
they
it,
did so
100%.
good. Because obviously Colin, I don't know about the Master Yi, the Severe. He's I know him through Twitter. He's a pretty good player. He plays
Swagiola
Severe.
420, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously Alan ZQ, Damon's pretty good. Rocco Ho, he is, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but he is a player from China that has gotten 3 best of Azirs. So he's been playing Azir since that came out.
China does love Azir.
Yeah,
he got
yeah.
second at I think the second one.
Obviously Prismaticism, Frosty, Coco. I think Harukasa has also like been a rail player since it came out, and then obviously the fucking Gamba billionaire. The rest of the players, I don't know. The rest of the players, I don't know them, but I would assume it's the same for them,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean you gotta be masters of the craft, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, like you look at the game a little bit differently when you talk to because we were talking to a Darius main best of, and I mean these dude, if you're playing like an off meta deck, you know your stuff. And, so all these people who are going for best of chasers are getting eaten alive by the true
stands,
the true
no,
Noxus standard bears. Dude, they will kill the heck out of you.
Dude,
it's crazy.
I will say though,
yeah.
Darius had a crazy conversion rate, which was 33% or something like that.
I told you, bro.
Yeah. This guy's he's a Noxus hopeful over here,
Rob
Noxus
Redman,
there, bro.
He has turned. Kaisa top 8. I do want to ask the Kaisa player thoughts.
Frosty.
I mean, played well, obviously. I mean, the low variance. The meta turned better. Look, I played bad. Look, I'm good. Look,
it's the same.
Whatever. Okay.
It's like your parents pointing at other kids. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that?
Exactly. But I mean, obviously, he played well. Lower to the ground was good. I actually do find this. I actually like control matchups. The control matchup a lot more than the to the ground stuff, but. You adapt. You have to adapt to the meta if you're gonna perform. So, and he did.
That being said, Kevin and I were looking at his deck list, going how is this undefeated? What's going on here? Because it literally,
stars, bro.
Yeah, I guess, but it just looked like a set 1 Kaisa list.
Yeah, that's what everyone's running in Kaisa. Yeah,
with Ferris Forerunners, which is
the classic
Ferris Forerunner.
Did you get to see that one match? There was all 6 Forerunners on the
all 6 Ferris Forerunners. We're at the same time. Yeah, we gotta smite those coming next step. What do you think? What do you think, Stardust? Obviously, you had a pretty intense understanding of your deck, and I imagine that the level of understanding and cooking that you had for yours is exactly how these best of players are looking at if they're not playing orange.
Yeah, I think so this is an advice for anybody that's trying to get a best of deck. There's not a single thing you can't do to get the best of deck. You can so the meta breakdown, right? You know that 25% players are going to be Irelia, other 25 is Draven. You play into those and you just find a way to beat them. So for example, Irelia and Draven are both very combat heavy, right? Maybe you're playing a list this is just shows what a masterclass Prismat put on. He chose a really solid legend, Annie, right? And he said, how do I beat that? And he did 2 things. One, I'm not gonna combat them when I don't want to. So he played 3 flashes. So anytime he goes in, and he's about to lose a combat, so then Draven draws or Irelia just runs him over, he flashes back. Number 2, he beats him at his own game, right? So let's just say you're playing. You're in Prismat's brain where you're okay, how do I beat over these? Well, I need more might. What gives me a bunch of might, right? Cards like Cleave and Rangar, though, and
Rengar, maybe.
rebukes. Those are the key cards. So, like, I think in the future, for anybody specifically, if you want to win these decks, you just got to list out what the decks are doing, right? So, what are the top decks doing, right? They're doing this, and they're all doing this. What can I do to beat that, right? And if you're looking for a best of card, there is always something you can do, right? Like yeah, like Prisma is just the perfect example. But even Teemo, for example, right? Like if you're playing Teemo, you're like, well, once I get a hold onto a battlefield, I have infinite amount of different hiddens that I have to make my opponent think of, and rebukes and that can stop. So like it just shows that even at this state of the game, you can play anything you want, and there are enough variety of cards to make you make it work. So I just want to say that, like, don't give up hope just because you're not playing a top deck, right? Like Colin's also a great example. Look, he picked a deck that he was very familiar with, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna make it work. And he did. He went top 8, with Set, right? And so I just want to say that, like, if you are committed to one deck and you feel strongly about it, there is a way to make it work. You just got to list what your win conditions are and how you're going to beat the deck. And with those two in the formula, I want to say that that's kind of how I built my Draven deck. I was looking at all the other decks and I was like, what are they doing a lot of? And I saw Gears, and I was the only person who made, maybe even top 32 that was playing main deck acceptable losses, because as long as you know what the game plan is, then you can make it work, right? So definitely put in some time, put in some effort. You can definitely make decks work if you wanted to.
And to that point, like, even if you just look at like 3 of the top Dravens, you had Stardust, Coco, and Ozmister, and they're all playing very different decks. Like,
Yes.
I mean, I know Ozmister had the Rel. Stardust deck was a lot more aggro than Coco's deck, which was like a lot more control. So there's a lot of variance even at that level. And like, look, you got 2 options. You got the red pill, which is like if you're going to go for a best of deck, like it, like genuinely, like it's a card game. In many ways, like at the highest level, it's like poker. Like you have to know things, and you kind of have to treat it a little bit like a job, right? Like if you're going into a matchup and you don't know what you want your opening hand to look like, you have not prepared enough. Like genuinely, right? Like if you do not know what you need to side in against certain matchups, you have not prepared enough. Like, so that's the red pill, is accepting that and like making sure you know those things. Or you could take the orange pill and play Aurora. Those are your 2 options. Right? It's one of the 2. But like genuinely, like I don't think most people, and like I know a lot of people do think like this, but like you're crazy if you don't think that like everybody in the top 8 doesn't know exactly what they want to draw against every single different legend that they play into. Like that's the level of like commitment that you have to, or like thought process. And like Prismat said he practiced 5-digit hours. I don't even know if that's possible, like between like how long it came out. But like but that's the mentality. That's the thought process, right? You're not gonna gamba into this. Like if you want a metal card, you gotta take it pretty seriously. And I don't know. Obviously that's like redundant, but I still think that, people don't respect the amount of time and effort that goes into playing our favorite little children's card game at the highest level.
Facts.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, like any we'll just do like a quick round robin. Anything else, or any final closing comments about our Q Atlanta? We'll start with you, Hydra.
Yeah, the last thing I want to say is Victor once again disappointed me of not getting to the top 8. But I will say he was playing the Jace Armory combo that I wanted to play since Spirit Force came out.
Okay,
So,
bro, the meta was worse because you had Miracle Variants. It was worse, bro.
It doesn't matter. You say everything's worse, and yet you say...
Dude, this guy, okay, side note, this guy's testing currently.
Yeah, exactly.
With Poppy, and this guy wants to put the stupid frog in there, okay? The frog that gives you 3 hunts over Rengar. I'm looking at him like a crazy person. Anyways,
it's called testing, man. It's called testing.
Yeah, your testing is dumb, okay? Don't test that card.
Chase Armory.
That's what I'm talking about. See, I believe her.
Combo, bro. This is the combo.
I believe her right
there. This is
there.
Lux, baby. I got my Lux deck.
Terrible.
terrible
there,
deck. Terrible deck.
okay. Other than the memes of Victor, I think that's it.
Listen, it's people think it's bad until it's good. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Exactly,
yeah,
man.
I think we need creativity. Like I think you of all people should know, Zedro. You played the most obscure like text, and like there are times where I'm like, wow, that's actually insane, right? Very ingenuitive, and and that's actually one thing that kind of like sets like some
Three
people
players
apart from
apart.
other
Yeah.
people, right? Like look at
As
Prismat,
the
you
card
know.
pool gets deeper,
Yeah.
like that's only going to get better.
Yeah, like look at Prismat, like this guy was. People are like, what is ant? You know what I mean? Like same idea. It's like it's bad. It's
Yeah.
bad until it starts working. So we're like, especially for you. You're super super ingenuitive too. Like Zedro, you yourself, you have the craziest text, and a lot of times I'm like, that's very interesting. I don't know if that works. And other times like,
The
whoa, that's
monkey.
insane. You know what I mean? Yeah, the monkey, like that. I was like, wow, that's probably the best deck set one. I'm not even joking. I think
I
that.
wish I piloted it. with that
Yeah,
donkey. With
being able,
monkey
so
artist.
the monkey reference is get excited, and like, I mean, Zedro, you can explain it, but like being able to like keep your time warps and like play time warp if you want a time warp, but if you
honestly,
don't want it, you can dump 10 damage into something is crazy. It's so crazy.
I'm honestly shocked that people are not running in this meta, especially like heavy combat meta where people like a Darius. I can one shot a Darius with. I'm shocked that people
Nothing's
aren't doing
surviving that.
Yeah.
And the spell has to resolve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like before, like they know how
If
much
they hard
damage.
bargain, all this stuff. Yeah, I'm a little confused with some of the whatever, but hey, the meta. I'm actually a little surprised that low to the ground Kaisa is doing really well, even though like controlling the board is kind of important. But anyways, that's a different meta decision. But yeah. Anyway.
So how do you feel as you draw closing comments?
It was exciting. It was exciting to see our guy do so well. I think the medal format is changing. The meta and the medal rewards are good. I'm looking forward to the next set because I'm tired. I'm done with Draven. Okay, that's the core problem.
He's not going away, bud.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's true.
Yeah.
I know, but I think I'm looking forward to honestly. LeBlanc makes the deck very interesting, and I think the ambush mechanic would be more interesting if they didn't print Vex. But anyway,
are we gonna talk about pre-riff and all that? Cool.
Well, we gotta finish.
Cool.
I
want to wrap this up.
But yeah, Draven's not going away. Draw a card. This card will always be good if it says those three things.
Yeah.
Stardust closing comments.
Well, nothing really about like anything else. I just want to say that thank y'all for the support. Alana's been great. We're gonna keep making good content. We're gonna keep hopefully doing well, and making y'all proud. So thank you guys for being there with with us and being there for the journey.
It's going to be a long journey.
That's right.
Excited to have you all with us. I think my closing comments. I mean, Atlanta was a blast. Can't wait to compete in Vancouver. I think that's going to make me feel a lot better.
Are you going to tell the story of why you didn't compete?
No, we're not going to tell that. In fact, we're going to edit this section of the podcast out just so nobody knows about it. So just moving on. No, I accidentally bought the admission pass instead of the competitor pass. I have no idea how I made that mistake, but I'm positive I had the competitor pass for Vancouver.
That's just
anyway. I would have bombed out anyway. So here's what I'll say, and this is going to sound like a little bit like melodramatic or like sappy or whatever. The finals, this game is already beautiful. Like genuinely, like the final matchup, watching Prismat put that Rengar in to seal the game, chef's kiss. Yeah. I'm so serious, and like I think that I had like I don't want to say a really negative opinion or outlook, but like I felt like set one was like there's just not enough cards for people to do like really cool like creative stuff. And whether or not that's true is kind of besides the point. But I was like, Kaisa slop, whatever, like Zedrill's eating out of the trough. Whatever, right? But like watching the best people play this game makes me so excited to play this game. and just I don't know, that Prismat versus Coco was like it's the best match of Riftbound that's been played so far, like in history. Like I stand by that, and like I just when he flashed that Rengar in it, that was insane. And like my point is, this game is already beautiful. I can't wait to keep playing it, even if I am going to get super pissed off playing against LeBlanc players for the next like couple months, and like I'll be miserable. But at the highest level, it's just a different game, and it's beautiful. So I'm extremely happy, and I'm just invigorated to play and get better and understand. So yeah, that's closing comments about Atlanta. Talking about, I know this weekend I'm signed up for a pre-rift on Saturday. Are y'all going to pre-rifts?
Oh, I got 3.
Oh, are you going to pre-rift?
Oh yeah, listen.
I got 3, man.
I'm excited.
They're kind of expensive. That's the only reason I'm not going to 3. They're like $30-$40.
They're $30.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I'm gonna win out and get my money back. All right.
I'm gonna get Baron.
I need to do a bunch of reading, but like, what are y'all gonna like the themed packs? What legend are you picking? We'll start with you, Hydra.
What legend am I picking? I hope
because there's like the themed packs.
Yeah. I hope to get Poppy, just to get more experience, more hands-on with that deck going on, or with that legend, I guess would be, because that's what I'm trying to play. So that's what I want to get. I think the best one to get, it's probably, well, the worst one to get, I know it's Ivern. So, if you get that,
no, the worst one to get is Jin. Jin's terrible.
Oh, okay. You know what? They're the same tier. They're the same
awful.
tier. They're the same tier.
Yeah, they're in guarantee.
Yeah, they're guaranteed. Okay, you know what? Fair. I forgot. So bad. But I think Diana's super easy and good to play.
Yeah.
So I think Diana's the one.
Resources
if I really
are free.
If I would really want to like go for the win and get some more packs, I think Diana's the one I'll like to get.
What about you, Zedril?
Probably red deck. Rengar or Pike, I think would be good.
Vi's crying in a corner.
Yeah, well, Vi's done.
Completely ignored.
Well, like her plot development in Arcane. Let's do the same, okay?
Yeah, I haven't finished season 2. I know I'm years late, but I haven't finished season 2.
What? There's no
Dude, you're the guy.
Bro, I'm working on it, okay?
You're literally the guy that says, "Oh, don't talk, no spoilers." It's been
no spoilers, no Game of Thrones spoilers, no Game of Thrones spoilers. Okay? Like
there's no.
Yeah, I mean, don't get Ivern. Don't play Ivern. Ivern probably is okay simply because his units are actually decent. Like that stupid like that guy that makes birds when you summon 5/5 is in the pack, and that's a big unit and gives you infinite resource. It can give you quite infinite resource. But no, I just for that specific in the pre-res, whatever. Anyways, that's it. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
What about you?
What about you,
Kevin?
Stardust.
So I don't really. I haven't really done much research, but I think I'm at the sentiment where it's like, you play what you want. I think you make anything work as long as you put in some effort. So even pre-rift, yeah. If you want to play something, go for it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it happens when they get all the punch ups and I get 0 and I'm playing an orange deck. Yeah. That was my pre-rift experience. But anyways, my first one.
So I did not go to the Spirit Forge pre-rift. I heard it was like a cluster because everybody got to use Yone, and I'm pretty sure they fixed that, so you cannot use Ash. But like, is it not like just objectively correct to not play a legend because you get the extra draw?
Correct.
Like that's what I heard from Spirit Forge. So like, look, I heard I didn't go to a Spirit Forge pre-rift. I thought it was going to be terrible because I played a lot of TCGs. Magic specifically designs for sealed, right? I played a lot of One Piece trading card game pre-release. Terrible. It's like there's zero thought. Like the decks are slop. Like you throw them together. Like vanilla cards are the best cards. So like I kind of had like a chip on my shoulder about like, oh, if the game isn't specifically designed, like I was like, oh, they're only doing pre-release because like Magic does it and it's like a thing. I heard that outside of the Yone thing, that Spirit Forge pre-release was a lot of fun. Apparently, a lot of people really like pre-rift. Like it's fun and like that's cool. I thought that the rules were like silly because it's like, oh, you're like not even playing the same game. I think I was just being a little bit too like cynical, but like I'm excited. I think that it sounds like it's probably the best thing to not play a legend. I don't know. We'll see, right? But like, I'm excited to play. I want to play Vi. I think Vi sounds really cool. For whatever reason, since set one, I've been hyper focused. I just want to play one single deck where I can play Tryndamere. I have like 18. I have 18 Tryndamere like skirmish promos. I just want to play him in a deck, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. So I don't know. Vi seems cool. I think maybe we can get into like an actual like tier list ranking or prediction of like constructed legends for Unleashed. Probably next podcast, because that's going to be a big discussion.
Yeah.
What's up, Zedril?
Smart choice.
Yeah. We're gonna wait. And then I don't know. Just on that note, though, I'm like kind of anxious, given that like Vancouver's like so soon after a set release.
I'm
like
ready.
that's scary.
I'm
Like
ready,
that's so
bro.
scary. You know,
But
like
that's the best time. That's the best time.
Yeah,
to
that's-
like
that's
show
true, that's
innovation.
true.
Show innovation. Think about new stuff. And the
I
meta
think
will
I think
be
my
shifted
fear just
rapidly.
means I'm not ready. My fear just means I haven't.
No,
I haven't practiced
No, that
enough.
means that you're stressed out because you want to perform. That's the reason you're stressed
exactly.
Yeah.
The-
Well,
the
if you get
fear.
too stressed out that you're gonna perform, you don't perform. I think.
out. Hey, they have
Some
pills
people
for
know
that,
that.
by the way.
Nah,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's Adderall, right?
nah,
Um,
it's okay, man. Just say you play
but-
bad and you're good.
Yeah, true.
Whatever. Oh, okay. All right. Whatever. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to pre-rift. I hope, I think everybody really hopes to get like good pulls, and then they don't really care
Yeah.
what happens, because it's the first time you get to open the Unleashed packs. But I'm really excited, and obviously we'll talk about that on the next podcast, as well as all the other fun, wacky, zany adventures that we get up with. So yeah, I mean, last thing, just closing thoughts. Hydra, you got anything else to say before we close it out for the epi?
No, I mean, really cool seeing Stardust up in the main stage. I'm sad that his feature got cut in half for the
Dude,
bald man.
Not even in half, dude. Like cut by 80%.
Well, yeah, 80%. You're right. For the bald
This
man.
is why you
himself.
don't listen to the masses.
yeah.
Just heard that, man. I was like, damn. But yeah, super fun. Looking forward to Vancouver. Obviously, we're all gonna be there. It's gonna be a
Look for
great
us at
time.
Vancouver.
It's gonna be a
Like,
good
if
time.
you see us, come up.
It's gonna be a good time shooting.
Some of us are
video.
taller in person.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm more attractive. Also.
Nah.
Low bar.
But yeah, looking forward to Unleashed. All right, looking forward to Ambush, and it's gonna be a fun season, or a fun season. So yeah, passing it along.
Zedril, what you got?
They're gonna play Vax and Ambush is dead. So, but whatever, it's cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's fun. I mean, the pre-rifts are cool. I actually like the pre-rift. This is my first TCG, so I have the colors. I'm like, okay, bro. I play card games, bro, and online card games. I do not play TCGs. Okay, they're very different. A lot more social pressure. This guy hates me, man. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I want to become a Rangar main or a Kha'Zix main. That's what I really want to play. But realistically, I think what's her name? LeBlanc.
Bro, this guy's just gonna play Kai'Sa, bro.
No, I want.
He's gonna walk in with I got my Kai'Sa deck with me, guys. No,
This guy. Anyways,
Bro, at
Kevin,
least you're
what's
drawn
up?
to like a good champ. Like every other day, I'm like, oh man, I want to play Lux, and Stardust is like, dude, shut up. Like she's terrible. Like devote your time to anything else, and I'm like, I want to play my Lux deck. Like he's like, dude, stop. Like just stop.
She probably will be better next whenever she gets
Yeah, but there's no point in playing her because I can't get a best up card.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What
Stardust, what you got?
Stardust?
So actually, before I do some closing comments, I do want to say one last thing. I've gotten a lot of questions, a lot of viewers who were like, "What happened in that final game?" So there was a huge pause, and two things happened. So yeah, there was judges involved and a bunch of stuff. So two things happened. One was kind of my fault. Sorry. Yeah, against Osmister. It was on the stream. Yeah. I've had that question a lot. What happened? What was the delay? What was the judge call? For those who are curious, two things happened. One, was my fault. So what happened was during my stack deck, I had my hand and I had the 3 cards I got from stack deck. So I picked one of the cards out. I put it on the on my hand. And I put the other 2 over there, and then I promptly picked them up and I said, "Hmm, hold
I
on,
see.
let me think about it." And I said, you know what, this is the card I want. And I went ahead and I took the card. And so the judges came in and was like, hey, well, let's just make sure that there wasn't any card swapping. And that was very diligent on their part. And, you know, yeah. I did leave the card right on top. It was the first card there. And I know the viewers at home who did see my hand knows that nothing got swapped. And I assured them that it was all good. I don't know what took so long. I don't know what they were doing. I asked them to watch the VOD to, ensure that my hand didn't get swapped or anything like that. And I guess it just took longer for them to review it for some reason. And everything was clear after that. And then the second thing that happened was my opponent missed the Targon's Peak trigger, and I said, "Hey, you missed the trigger. You missed it." And he goes, "Oh, but I announced it." And the judge ruling, and this is very I felt like this was a very consistent ruling that these judges have made. It's not whether or not you announce the Targon's trigger that makes the Targon's trigger happen. You can choose not to announce the trigger, but at the end of your turn, if you ready 2 runes and say it's due to the Targon's trigger, because the text of Targon's trigger say when you conquer here, you basically you have to say that you conquer here and I'm triggering. But the new ruling is basically you don't have to call it. You do have to, at the end of your turn, before you pass, ready 2 runes and then pass your turn. And so when he didn't do that, I called him. I said, "Hey, you didn't ready your 2 runes. You have missed the trigger." And that's exactly what the judges said. And then when I went ahead and I readied and passed, he said, "Oh." He basically thought I didn't announce the Targon's trigger, which then the judge came over and said that's kind of not exactly what the ruling is about. But I had 4 runes up. I didn't need an extra rune. I the cards in my hand. It was good enough. I said, don't even worry about it. It's okay. I'll miss the trigger. And so yeah, that's what kind of took a while. At the end, it didn't. He agreed. My opponent agreed. It didn't. It. The one that I didn't get to ready didn't really make any difference. The 2 that he missed, he made it clear that it was pretty I guess impactful for the game that he missed. But at the higher levels, it's these small nuances that really make and break um players, and kind of separates the very higher echelons of players versus so definitely get your rulings in. If you have questions about rulings, maybe that's our next video idea. But yeah, for sure, yeah, let us know what you guys think about that. And if you have any questions about the tournament or anything at all, just feel free to comment, ask us. Yeah, we'll be here. And now to the closing comments. Again, super excited that I mean, again, I complain that I whiffed my draws and stuff like that, but to get to top 8 feels pretty good. And hopefully we do better next time. And so yeah,
One of us is going to have a best of card after Vancouver.
I like it.
Manifest it.
I like it.
yeah.
Manifest it.
Yeah, hey, next one I might take my own advice and play something that's resonating with how I want to play. Maybe I'll play I don't know. I was thinking about LeBlanc, so who knows? Or maybe I'll stay with Eve. But yeah, excited for the new set. I think that this set, I think everyone agrees that we're kind of over playing Draven's Iron Aurelius. I think
Everybody
we're yeah.
was calling it bulk forge.
Yeah,
con.
yeah. Spirit Forge
It's
kind of
mostly that than anything else.
kind of lost its flair a little bit after getting so much product. But and,
And God bless
hey,
us. Like we love the prices. We love the
yeah,
prices.
yeah, the prices are great. So and it makes it accessible to everybody. So yeah, there we go. That's my closing comments. So yeah, stay tuned for more from us.
Yeah, and piggybacking on what Stardust said, just call a judge. Always call a judge. That's what they're there for.
Yes.
You're not
Yes.
you're not a bad person if you call a judge. Call a judge.
Yes.
Like just
Yeah.
like genuinely, always
Yeah.
call the judge. It is
Yes.
literally what they are there for, and their ruling. You can appeal it. Like this process works. Like you are not a bad person for using a process. Like and everybody makes mistakes, right? I was watching Alan ZQ's like POV videos. I watched this man only recycle one rune for a mind splitter in like one of his own POV videos, and then like 10 minutes of the video is him going like, no way I made that mistake, and watching the same clip over and over again. And yeah, he did it, right? Like
Yes.
everybody makes mistakes, right?
Yes.
But like at the highest level, call the judge. But if you miss a trigger, you miss a trigger. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna be super apologetic for that. I mean, like when I play, I go A, B, C, D at the start of every turn to make sure I don't miss anything. It's just about being diligent. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, I mean, look for us in Vancouver. All 4 of us are going to Vancouver.
That's
Super
right.
excited for that.
That's right.
And we're just going to keep putting out content. Really thank you guys for the subscriptions and the support. And again, be on the lookout for the trade and deck tech that should be going up real soon. And